one day she laid him to rest, and now she can't find any herself. Let the peace that passes what you understand hold you now in the palm of his hand. And when you can take what this world has to give, you can face it because Jesus lives. You can face it because Jesus lives. He's 8 years old now, but the day's drawing nigh. He'll tell his mama and daddy goodbye. Though cancer set in, they continue to pray as the glimmer of hope is fading away. Let the peace that passes what you understand hold you now in the palm of his hand. And when you can take what this world has to give, you can face it because Jesus lives. You can face it because Jesus lives. Here we stand in utter dismay. Our little Caylee is taken away. We're searching for answers and wondering why an innocent life must suffer and die. Let the peace that passes what you understand hold you now in the palm of his hand. And when you can take what this world has to give, you can face it because Jesus lives. You can face it because Jesus lives. Sing this with us. Because he lives, I can face tomorrow. Because he lives, all fear is gone. Because I know the future. My life is worth the living just because Jesus lives. Let the peace that passes what you understand hold you now in the palm of his hand. And when you can take what this world has to give, you can face it because Jesus lives. You can face it because Jesus lives.
Amen. Thank you, Broken Vessels. What a tremendous word. When you can't face what this world has to give, you can face it because Jesus lives. That's why we're here this morning, to celebrate what the Lord can do in our lives and also to celebrate the life of Miss Caylee Marie Anthony. I want to thank First Baptist Orlando for everything they've done and everything that every one of us in here have done to help support the Anthony family. This can be a real time when Orlando becomes strong from the power of God. I'm here to minister and to share the greatest message of all, and that's Christ. And I'm also here because I'm a friend of George and Cindy and Lee, and the entire family. See, George, when you asked me to come into your life and to help you find your faith again, I made a commitment to you. And I'm going to continue to do that as long as I have breath. In fact, I'll do whatever it takes to help in that area. Today we're here gathered to find comfort and peace because we miss one of God's precious children. It's difficult to say goodbye to somebody as precious as Caylee Marie. Caylee was beautiful, a beautiful young lady who has touched our lives and our hearts forever. Her memory will live with us for all of eternity. I know the prayer vigils that took place are a reminder of the strength that we can have together when we continue to find Christ. I know that the searches that occurred in this community are a reminder of what can take place right here in Orlando when we come together. And I'm convinced that the memories of this precious little one will remind us of great times and cause us to look forward to even greater times ahead. But our strength alone is not what helps us in these difficult situations. In fact, it doesn't help us overcome the questions we have. And I realize today that there are many of us here within the sound of my voice that have questions. And I realize in times like these, it's okay to have questions. In fact, it's human to have questions. But questions can leave you empty and alone. I wish I could answer every question that every person had in this room this morning. But really, that's not my responsibility. My role is to remind you of who has all the answers. You see, as I think about everything that has occurred in the history of our world, I have a lot of questions. In fact, I don't understand how God could make the world in just 6 days. I don't understand how God could calm the lions so that Daniel could walk among them. I don't know how God could allow a fire so hot that guards burned as they threw Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego into that fire. And then they came out not even smelling like smoke. I don't understand how God could make a fish big enough to swallow Jonah and allow him to stay there for a couple days and then spit him up and allow him to come back and to share to an entire community and a great revival take place. I don't understand how God could make a fire come down and teach the people who worship Baal that he alone is God. And I don't know how Peter could walk on water. I don't know how Jesus was able to feed 5,000 people with a few fish and a few pieces of bread. And I don't really know how Jesus could carry a cross, walk by hearing people scream at him, and the very people who were yelling at him, he was helping them just a few days earlier, and now they were yelling, "Crucify him, crucify him." I don't know how he would stay on the cross for those people. I don't know how Jesus would spend 3 days in a smelly grave and then come to life again. But here's what I do know. I know God so loved the world that he gave his only begotten Son, that whosoever believes in him should not perish, but have everlasting life. You see, he understands every one of us in here this morning. In fact, I don't even understand what anybody in this room are going through. I can't because I'm not you. And if we in here are asking the questions of how and why, we may never understand the answer. We need to ask a totally different question. We need to ask, can I live in a world full of so many questions and worries?